Born on November 26, 1921, Dr. Verghese Kurien became a household name for bringing the White Revolution in India. His first venture began in the small town of Anand in Gujarat. At the time of India's independence, the Indian milk production industry was in private hands. The quality of milk was so bad that the British compared it to the sewage water of London. Small farmers and landless labourers were the milk producers, and they owned very few cattle. They had no bargaining power. Milk was a highly perishable commodity and had to be sold twice a day. The consumers paid a high price for a very low quality product, and the farmers received hardly any profit. Most of the money was pocketed by the middlemen. Dr. Kurien not only dealt with the problem of quality of product, greedy businessmen, but also had to contend with the international agencies trying their best to hinder the progress of our dairy industry.
We were told that milk powder cannot be made from buffalo milk. When the head of the Dairy Research Institute in New Zealand came all the way here to tell me not to embark on such a fantastic project which is bound to fail, I said, no, it will not fail. And as you know, it didn't fail. And India today manufactures more milk powder than New Zealand. We produce something like 160,000 tons. So we have proven that scientific and technical advice given by advanced countries is very often influenced and determined by the commercial interests of that country from which the expert comes, not on the basis of facts.
He developed local milk collection agency and focused on improving the health of the cattle. He built successful cooperatives whose profit went to the farmers of our country. Many big names like Amul, Dhara, Mother Dairy and Safal exist and thrive because of Dr. Kurien's effort. All these initiatives were built on what is now famously referred to as the Anand pattern. The National Dairy Development Board was developed to replicate the success of Anand all over the country with Dr. Kurien as its chairman. He further established the Institute of Rural Management for many more Verghese Kuriens to successfully dedicate their life for the development of rural areas. Dr. Kurien strongly felt that professionals can help more in the rural development as compared to bureaucrats and politicians.
Yes, because most of them, there are honorable exceptions of course, but most of them function in such a manner as to strengthen their hold on government. This is a government of the bureaucrats, by the bureaucrats, for the bureaucrats. So that is what I object to. They don't think it is a government of the people, and people should control it and benefit from it. So I am all for the abolition of the bureaucracy and let people's institution take over, like they have done in Amul Dairy.
It was at Dr. Kurien's suggestion that the advertisement campaign for Amul was given to a professional agency. The ad campaigns actively reflected social, political and economic issues in the country with a girl mascot leading it. Dr. Kurien was aware of the social impact created by the milk revolution.
If you go to a village, as you have this evening in Kerala district, you will find farmers standing in line delivering their milk. What does it do to an untouchable to stand ahead of a high caste Brahmin because he came earlier? What does it do to a high caste Brahmin to stand behind an untouchable because he came after him? And what does it do to their thinking to have to do this twice a day, every day of the year? What does it do to both of them to watch their milk, both their milk, go into the same can of milk and to have this caste submerged in that can of milk? What does it do to their thinking when they watch another man come there to the village milk collecting center to buy milk because his buffalo is dry, and buy the milk of the Harijan and the Brahmin from the same can? Is it only orderly milk collection? Is it not a blow at the caste system?
Keeping similar ideologies in mind, the Women's Dairy Cooperative Society was developed in 1995. This is run exclusively by women and only women members are accepted. As per 2015 report of National Dairy Development Board, number of women members are over 5 million and number of women's dairy cooperative society is over 32,000 with annual growth rate of 10%.
Things that I really admire about my father is he's a thorough gentleman. Even today at 80, he will get up when my mother comes into the room. He's very respectful to women, and those are things that we don't see today. He basically believed that he had to spoil the women in his house, as he put it, and we were terribly spoiled, and we are still very spoiled by him.
He stood for women in India.